Okay, this makes only the sixth time I've recorded this whole thing that I wrote out. That's totally fine. I'll do this 100 times, I guess. This is a letter I got, not a letter, but they put this on my door. That's the number, 979-848-5665, Angleton, Texas, Code Enforcement. All right. They said that I have high grass that's over 14 inches. Apparently, you know, they went out there with a ruler. And junk vehicles, or inoperable motor vehicles. And when I called the lady, besides getting a bunch of bullshit explanations as to why they have a right to tell me what to do with my property, she also said that any vehicle that isn't registered up to date is considered junk vehicles. So this is my response to it. This idea that local government can demand I live my life in a certain way, while the way I do live life does not affect my fellow Americans in a negative way, is not constitutional and not protected by the law. It is in fact going against my life, my liberty, and my property rights. The 4th and 14th Amendment guarantee me as a born citizen of the United States that my local government and state government are not allowed to deprive me of my life, liberty, or property without due process of law. In essence, you do not have the right to tell me how to live when how I live affects no one objectively in a negative sense. Until the city of Angleton can prove me guilty of a crime from junk vehicles and tall grass, I am innocent and free to live as I see fit. Your feelings on my actions do not validate your claim of me committing a crime. There is no victim of my vehicles or tall grass. So your city ordinance, while also being unconstitutional by trying to force free men and women to comply on their private property to government orders, also fails on proving how those orders are lawful or moral when no objective proof of damage can be presented. We are not British lords with million-dollar cars and immaculate estates, and we do not have to live as such, because this is America. The Founding Fathers upheld this economic view of property. They believed that private property ownership, as defined under common law, pre-existed government. The state and federal governments are only contractual agents of the people, not sovereign lords over us. All rights remain with the people, including the common law provisions of private property. In a nutshell, when most of your citizens have a place to call home and feel safe and secure with decent jobs and money to spend, peace and prosperity reigns. Opposed to that, when citizens feel they have no rights and anything they own can be stolen by armed thugs at any moment, especially the government or local police forces, people lean to conspiracy, paranoia, and violence, witnessable by revolutionary thoughts, actions, and speech of late in this country. The constitutional rights regarding free speech, freedom of religion, the right of assembly, and private property rights are all claims that individuals may hold and exercise against the government itself. Private property, of course, referring to the rights of owners to use their possessions how they see fit, and these rights are enforceable against all non-owners of said property, even the government. If you would vote or judge against me and my right to do as I please on my property whilst I'm hurting no one, with no objective proof of harm being done, to rightfully and lawfully judge me guilty of a crime, you rule in favor of government controlling land. You enforce that I am not a free natural-born citizen of America by violating my constitutional rights to my private property. You rule against my freedom and for your governing rule over that freedom. You rule against America's values at its core. Now, this is what I wrote out. But to be one-on-one, this is not right. You don't get to enforce your values of what you think a good yard should look like, or what you think vehicles should be like, what condition they should be in. Anything I do on my property that's not affecting another living being. It's not affecting my neighbors. It's not affecting anybody. Looking at it and saying, I don't like the way that looks, is not affecting. That's not a crime. Hurting your feelings is not a crime. You don't like the way my yard looks, don't look at it. Don't come in it. You don't like what I do with my yard, you think that I'm a trashy redneck, don't fucking talk to me and don't come around. I'm better off without having somebody as fucking stupid as you around me anyway. And to the government, and to any government who thinks and not government, not some, fucking word. Human beings. Like the lady I called at the code enforcement office who could not give me straight answers. Don't just say I'm doing my job. That is not an excuse. That is not a valid reason to break someone's freedom. Think about the shit that you enforce before you enforce it. Telling me that I can have a citation which will lead to you charging me money and still requiring me to do what you say to do, otherwise I go to jail, is not okay. My vehicles are not hurting anybody. My grass is not hurting anybody. And until the point you can prove that it has and bring charges against me because it has harmed someone else objectively, not their damn feelings, I've got 2 words for you. Fuck you.
City Ordinances vs. Private Property Rights. Should the government dictate the use of your property? The following video was shared with the COPBLOCK network anonymously, via the COPBLOCK.org submissions page. In the video, the person submitting it discusses notices they received from the Angleton City, TX, Code Enforcement Department regarding city ordinances relating to the height of their grass and vehicles they have parked at their house. According to those ordinances, they are in violation because their grass is higher than 14 inches and the vehicles are not currently registered and are considered to be junk vehicles, as a result. Date of incident, March 27, 2017. Department involved, Angleton City Code Enforcement. Department phone No. 979-849-4364 extension 2105. Contact email, Heidi Guzman, hguzman@angleton.tx.us. If you have a video, personal story involving police misconduct and/or abuse, or commentary about a law enforcement related news story, we would be happy to have you submit it. You can find some advice on how to get your submission published on the COPBLOCK network within this post. 21 years of living in the same house in Angleton, TX. Being told I have to cut my yard to under 1/4 and get rid of inoperable vehicles on my property. The video covers it mostly, and has my reasoning behind why I find this unconstitutional and a violation of my rights as a born citizen of the United States of America. I plan on fighting this. After paying taxes and being a good citizen since 1996, I will not be pushed around and controlled by local government. Thanks guys, I hope I can shed some light on this. If we sit around and not stand up to this kind of thing, they'll just kick everyone they don't like out of the city.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.